good evening, everybody. It's Saturday night here in the Pacific or in California, and it is 10:02 p.m. It's a beautiful, kind of chilly. Finally, it's not as hot anymore. I think we're done with summer, and hopefully, we could finally announce it's fall. But we'll see. Today, it's one of those days that's really nice and it's nice. There's some sun, but it's still cold. And if you're watching us from the Philippines, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. I know it's 1:03 p.m. po. So hopefully you had your wonderful lunch, you had a beautiful lunch with your family, and I know it's Sunday over there. And I just like us here, I hope and I wish that you're having a wonderful afternoon as well. And if you're watching us from different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And hopefully you're having a wonderful day as well. And just before we start, we are simultaneously live on PHLV Radio Facebook page, as well as simultaneously live on PHLV Radio YouTube channel. So if you are not subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our shows. Also, if you are using Amazon Fire TV, all you have to do is look for the PHLV radio channel. And if you're using Alexa, what you do is say, Alexa, play PHLV radio. And if you are hearing us, we are also simultaneously doing the audio streaming live and in different podcasts, namely Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And as always, if you have missed the shows from yesterday or the day before yesterday or any day, including this show, especially those people who are coming in late, no problem at all. All you have to do is go to PHLB Radio Facebook page or our website, meaning www.phlbradio.com, or definitely check us out on PHLB Radio YouTube channel so you won't miss a bit of any of our shows. Yeah. Ito na. Si Jay Rivera. Hello, Jay. Happy viewing or happy good day to you. Cha Marcos is watching also. So is Rita Marcos. Wow, all these Marcoses. Sabi nila is watching with you. So magandang hapon sa inyong lahat, magandang tanghali, and magandang gabi. That being said, ang ganda, kailangan ko ng tulong today. Kasi medyo maganda yung topic natin today. Bahala kayo mag-isip. Ang title niya ngayon ay Masaya Ka Ba? Are you happy? Yun ang ating title. It is so interesting po ang ating, I would say earlier, I was talking to the owner of PHLB Radio, Kuya, and I was telling him, medyo philosophical yung ating topic ngayon. So I'll be needing all your help, especially po yung nakikinig. Like si Jay, si Ninita, si Cha. So, and of course, yung mga darating pa. And I know there's a lot of you. Oh, by the way, before anything else, I'll do it ahead of time. Maraming salamat po for watching the show yesterday on Alam Mo Ba with Josh and the Whip. A lot of people enjoyed it. I got a lot of text messages from you. And also a lot of you guys shared the website or the show. Maraming salamat. And also for ahead of time, maraming salamat also for people who are watching. Madaming subscriber natin, and I'm so glad and I was really blessed and humbled when you guys would text me and you guys felt that this is a good show, that you're so blessed as well. O si Gino Marcos, another Marcos in our midst. Aba, Gino Marcos is watching this. I know she's watching from Laguna. So magandang tanghali sa inyo. O yan kailangan itong mga tulong nyo. Okay, eto na. Simulaan natin ang letters, ang tinago natin sa pangalang Vivian. Okay, si Vivian po ang ating letter sender. She's 55 years old, biyuda, may dalawang grown-up children. Actually, dalawang anak na, syempre 55 na. So she had been married when she was in her late 20s. Okay, pero pumanaw na po yung asawa niya. So yun po ang ating topic is Masaya Ka Ba? Yun. At malalaman nyo kung bakit. At kailangan ko talaga yung tulong nyo. I really hope that you guys could give your opinion, your advice, or kahit na what you think of yung mga kanyang mga ilalatag, things na kinu-question niya. Okay, eto na po. Let me get into the email that was sent to me. Okay, hold on. Because I'm using several phones here. So like what I said, ang topic po today ay Masaya Ka Ba? Okay, hold on. Ito na. Yep. Okay, let's go to the message. Okay, here we go. Sabi niya, Dear Kuya Josh, Masaya Ka Ba? Ang title na sana ibigay mo para sa aking email na ito. Good day to you po. Thank you for having a show like yours. Maraming salamat din. It is such a blessing na we hear stories from people and hear comments, opinions, advice from you, your viewers, and your listeners. Honestly, ang dami ko pong natututunan sa mga stories na your sender shared with us through you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm Vivian, 55 years old po, widowed o byuda with 2 grown-up children at isang grandmother na rin. Okay? My husband passed away 5 years ago due to colon cancer. Sorry to hear about that. My children naman po ay mga pamilyado na rin. Okay. Sabi niya, Kuya Josh, paano ko sasagutin every time I'm asked ng mga friends ko kung masaya ba ako? When ba talaga masasabi mong masaya ang isang tao? Lagi ako napapaisip sa tamang sagot sa question na ito. Ano nga ba ang bagay-bagay para masabing masaya ang isang tao? When I was way younger, I equate happiness with success in material things, successful relationship with my husband, and raising my 2 children. That was then, pero now, Kuya Josh, as I age, I am not too sure. Before kasi, pangarap ko ng magandang bahay, mabuting asawa, matalino at masunuring mga anak. Yun ang mga nagpapasaya sa akin din. Pero now, I'm in this stage of my life, I start to question what true happiness is. Dapat ba akong masaya dahil sa material na bagay na meron ako? Dapat ba akong masaya dahil nabigyan ako ng mabuting asawa? Dapat ba akong masaya dahil may mga anak akong matatalino at masunurin? Kuya Josh, ito lang ang naging topic. Ito rin ang naging topic ng mga kaibigan kong may karanasan sa psychology. Lahat sila may mga opinion tungkol dito. Nagsulat ako, I wrote to you para malaman ko naman ang opinion ng ibang tao, mga simpleng taong katulad ko. Bakit ba, pag ba masaya, di ka na dapat makaramdam ng sadness o kalungkutan? May stages ba ang happiness? Depende sa age ng isang tao. To be happy, ito ba ay feeling or is it a decision? I know na medyo philosophical ang mga tanong ko, pero I still want to know what you, your viewers and listeners think about this. Ilang beses na din akong nagtatanong sa sarili ko, is this an effect of the pandemic that I started to question ideas and ideology? Kung masaya ka, bakit malungkot ka pa rin? Dapat bang maramdaman mong malungkot para malaman mo paano maging masaya? Okay, ulitin ko yun parang mali ang pagkabasa ko. Dapat bang maramdaman mong malungkot ka para malaman mo kung paano maging masaya? When I was younger, mga material na bagay ang nagpapasaya sa akin. Signature clothes, shoes, bags, alahas. As I enter adulthood, a good marriage life and a loving family made me happy. What about tears of joy? Bakit minsan naiiyak ka dahil sa sobrang saya at naiiyak ka rin naman sa sobrang lungkot? Am I the only one feeling this way? Ako lang ba talaga nagtatanong na ito? Normal ba ito, Kuya Josh? I know my letter is way different from the usual letter you receive. Maraming salamat for the time you are giving my letter. I'm excited to know what the other people think about happiness o kasayahan. Maybe with the discussions regarding this letter, I would be able to correctly answer when I'm asked, Masaya ka ba? Yours truly, Vivian. Ako, Vivian, medyo mahirap uh, ang iyong letter. Tama ka, may philosophical kasi nga maganda yung mga tanong mo at sisimulan ko na. Yung mga nakikinig, ibigyan ko lang kayo ng mga summary. So, ang letter sender natin ay tarago na rin sa pangalang Vivian, 55 years old, Yuda, may 2 grown-up children na may pamilya na rin. Ang tanong niya kasi, yung mga kaibigan niya, tinanong siya, masaya ka ba? So, tinatanong rin niya sa sarili niya. So, nag-inquire siya sa atin, parang tinatanong niya kung normal bang hindi niya alam paano sasagutin. Kasi sa kanyang pananaw, masaya naman siya. Pero at the same time, may mga tinatanong niya, ang kasaya, ano ba talaga ang happiness? Ano pa, bakit kasi, sabi nga niya, bakit kung masaya siya, bakit nakakaramdam siya ng lungkot? Tinatanong rin niya, ang pagiging masaya ba ay isang feeling o isang feeling is nararamdaman, nadarama, o isang desisyon. Sabi ni Alexander Francisco, happiness is a choice. Explain, Alexander, and happy viewing to you. Sabi nga rin niya, ang mga question ba niya about happiness may antas. It's a stage of life. Kasi bakit daw nung bata siya, masaya naman siya sa mga signature bags, clothes, ang lahat. Pero habang tumatagal, hindi na yon ang nagiging basihan ng kanyang kasayahan. Sabi nga niya, she was hoping for a good marriage, magandang bahay, masunurin at matulungin ng mga anak. Pero is that enough to say that one can be happy? Ang ganda yung niya. Tapos sabi niya, nagkonsulta rin siya. So sa mga discussions nila, pag they get together, sinasabi nga niya na yung mga, siyempre merong mga, kumbaga, sabi nga niya, yung mga may karanasan sa psychology or siguro mga psychologists, at iba yung nagsumulat siya sa atin to ask mga simple people like us kung ano yung konsepto natin ng pagiging masaya. Tinatanong rin niya sa atin kung masaya ka ang isang tao, bakit nalulungkot ka pa rin? Yung ba ay kakambal? Ang saya ba ay kakambal ng kulukutan? Tapos sabi niya, bakit kung masaya ka, naiiyak ka, at kung malungkot ka, naiiyak ka pa rin? Tapos sabi niya, hindi niya alam kung paano talaga sasagutin. At hopefully, itong discussion natin, itong mga kuro-kuro nyo, at yung isi-share, masasabi nyo, kailan ba talaga masasabing masaya isang tao? At hino-hope ni Vivian na with this discussion that we're having, at least pag tinanong siya, masaya ka ba? Ngayon, ang tanong ko sa inyo, pag ako nagtanong sa mga nakikinig at nanonood sa atin, masaya ka ba? So, paano mo sasagutin yun pag tinanong ka ng isang kaibigan, kamag-anak, karelasyon, tinanong masaya ka ba? Okay, so bago ako magbigay ng aking opinion o aking komento, let's start with Alexander. Una, sabi ni Alexander Francisco, and again, maraming salamat Alexander for always being supportive of our shows. Okay, sabi niya nga, happiness is a choice. Kasi tinanong nga rin ni Vivian, ito ba ay pakiramdam? Is it a feeling? O is it a choice? Ang sabi naman ang kuro-kuro ni Alexander, happiness is a choice. Okay, duktong pa niya. Kasi pag pinili mong maging masaya, magiging masaya ka talaga. Pag pinili mo namang maging malungkot, malungkot ka talaga. So kumbaga, parang Alexander, let me know kung tama ba ang analysis ko sa sinabi mo. Meaning, it's a choice. Kumbaga, it's up to you. It's up to the person kung ano kung papaano mo i-describe, like kung pinili mo maging masaya, then masaya ka. Pero ang tanong ko, kailan masasabing masaya ang isang tao? Kailan masasabi na malungkot ang isang tao? Di ba? Napaka-philosophical ngayon ng topic natin, ha? Medyo nag-isip din ako sa ating mga listeners and viewers. Kasi para sa akin, I tend to agree with Alexander with some reservations. Kasi in my opinion, it's a choice in happiness or being masaya. It's a choice and it's also a feeling. Sa akin this is my opinion. Of course, you could agree to disagree. Kasi parang yung feeling na masaya ka, kumbaga euphoric ka, kumbaga, a good example, pag in love ka, meron kang magandang relasyon, whether sa asawa mo, sa anak mo, sa boyfriend or girlfriend mo, ang saya mo, parang sabi nga na, seventh heaven. Parang, di ba, nasa lampas langit ang kasayahan mo, beyond heaven. Pero, so feeling mo yon, di ba? Feeling of being happy. Pero kapag medyo something happened to that relationship, kunyari nag-away kayo, nalimutan mo ang anniversary nyo, nagtampo, may tampuhan, then you feel like sad. Kasi nga, hindi ito yung gusto mong pakiramdam. So now, going back to yung question ni Vivian, is it a feeling and is it a choice or a decision? So ako, sa aking palagay, it's both. It is a feeling and it's a choice. I agree with Alex Sander pag sinabi niyang it depends kung paano pinili. Tama naman kasi kumbaga sabi nga nila it's all mind conditioning. Kasi 'di ba parang sa life natin in life it's your choice. If you choose to be happy, then you can be happy. Parang law of attraction sabi nga 'di ba? Kung ina-attract mo na magiging masaya ka, then the universe nag-a-align yan for you to be happy. Parang yung gods of gods, kumbaga, nagpapadala sila ng mga signal in the universe na para maging masaya ka. At kung namang iniisip mo na, pagising mo sa umaga, negative ka na, malungkot ka na, lalo na with all the things that's happening in the world, with the pandemia, maybe you have a financial crisis, or health crisis, or relationship crisis, then it will all affect all your mind, parang nakikondisyon mind mo, nako, parang eto na. Doon po mapasok din yung iba pang mga nagiging sakit. Like right now, mental health is big an issue globally because of what happened to us in the past 2 years or going to the third year. Di ba? We are not prepared for this pandemia or this virus. Wala yun sa equation natin. And I would agree to everybody na even I didn't even know that I would experience the pandemic, the Omicron, during my lifetime. Kasi it happens a long, long time ago with the bubonic plague. Pero, di ba, yung mga tao, to go back to history, parang nangyayari na rin sa atin ngayon. Yeah, people were wearing masks. People were too afraid to go out. Tapos mga distancing. And if you research on that, I would say, that situation that happened so many years ago, so many centuries ago. Pero naulit sa lifetime natin. That's why mental health now, it's a big issue to not only, it's not even cultural, but it transcends culture, it transcends, kumbaga, countries. Kasi talagang, it is a big thing right now. And in my mind, it's something to be, nako-contribute yon. Nga yung mga nakikinig o nanonood ngayon, eto yung question ko, paano mo malalaman na masaya ka? Yung ba, kasi sabi nga niya, pwede namang umiiyak ka pero masaya ka. Pwede naiiyak ka rin dahil malungkot ka. Paano yung manifestation sa inyo? Paano nyo napapakitang masaya kayo? O paano yung ibang tao pag nakita ka, alam nilang masaya ka? Nakikita man nila yan dahil sa behavior mo? Nakikita ba yan dahil sa mga sparkle ng mga mata mo? Nakikita ba nila yan dahil sa demeanor mo? I'd like to know. I'm curious din ako as I discuss this, paano ba yung manifestation niya na isang tao ay masaya? For example, doon sa mga may karelasyon, may asawa, may boyfriend, girlfriend, may mga best friend, being that you're so close to that person, when do you know? Kailan nyo nalalaman na masaya yung karelasyon nyo? Kailan nyo ano yung mga indicators? Is it because kasi pwede kang nakangiti pero deep inside you're eating, kinakain ka ng damdamin mo. Sabi nga nila, di ba? Everybody is an actor. Everybody, if I may allow to do so, everybody can put a facade na masaya ka pero deep inside, you're dying inside. So kayo, yung mga nakikinig at nanonood, when do you say na masaya ang isang tao? Either nakapaligid sa inyo, pamilya, kamag-anak, kaibigan. When do you say, oh, kahit kayo, paano nyo na ipapakitang masaya kayo? Yun ang question ko. Kasi for me, pag masaya ako, it shows in my eyes, it shows my demeanor, tapos pakanta-kanta ko, o kaya lagi ako nakangiti, parang I always see, nakakakita ako ng ganda ng buhay. For me, life is beautiful. Parang lahat colored. Lahat parang hopeful. Lahat may pag-asa. Then, yung reverse naman yan, pag malungkot naman ako, parang lahat gumuho. Diba? So, in my mind, ako nire-reverse psychology ko yung sarili ko. Dahil, iniisip ko, okay, parang i-condition yung yung mind ko, I need to be positive. Kasi the positive mind gives positive life. Okay? So, kung sabi nga, good vibes. Kumbaga, kung iniisip mo na positive ka lagi, nag-a-attract ka ng positive vibes sa buhay mo. Si Catherine Cruz. Again, Catherine Cruz, happy viewing to you, Catherine Cruz. And I know you guys have heard me introduce her. She is the wife of the Chief Presidential Protocol of the Marcos administration and also the Presidential Advisor for Foreign Affairs. And yung mga, si Emilio Industrial Cruz, si Emil Cruz is watching us from Florida. Emil, are you in Tampa or are you in, what's the other place that you live? Tapos si Emil, marami siyang, he's a very, very good MC. I work with him closely doon sa mga past shows namin na nagawa sa Houston, pero na-miss namin siya last time. So Emil, question, how do you know na masaya ang isang tao? Like si Mrs., paano mo nalalaman? Catherine, when do you know na masaya isang tao? Kasi ano yung manifestation? And ang tanong kasi niya, masaya ka ba? Now, if you're asked kung masaya ka, how do you answer that? Is it a lip service lang ba na sinasabi mong masaya ka? I know it's kind of philosophical, pero importante na ma-share natin kay Vivian kasi yun ang kinu-question niya Tinatanong niya, paano niya sasagutin? Kasi nga parang may mga tanong siya Ang ganda ng tanong niya, when do you know you're happy? When do you know, kung like si Emil, you came in a little late, pero it's okay. Kasi nga ang tanong rin niya, is happiness a feeling or a choice? And like what I said earlier sa previous discussion ko kanina, ang sabi ko, mine is both. It's a feeling and it's also a decision. You choose to be happy, and you could also choose to be sad. Now, doon din pumapasok yung mga kailan talaga in life, especially with all the things that had happened or is happening sa mga bagay-bagay na nangyari globally, you really have to keep a positive mind, positive spirit. Hindi naman iti-trick mo yung mind mo, di ba? It's more like you need to be sabi nga parang breath of fresh air in the morning. And that's why when kumbaga pagising mo pa lang sa umaga, one, you have to be grateful already that with all the people that we all know or we know na hindi na nagigising sa kanila, the mere fact na nagising ka, you need to be grateful. You need to be grateful to the Lord or to the Supreme Being you adore simply because nagising ka. It could be asleep na hindi ka na nagising, pero ginising ka. So, sabi nga, someone, and I keep hearing this, bawat gising ay may blessing. Ang ganda, di ba? I mean, it was said already time and time again that sa paggising mo pa lang, alam mo nang may blessing na nag-iintay sa'yo. The mere fact na nagising ka, na hindi ka na nagising, yun ang reverse, di ba? Na kumbaga may mission ka pa, meron pang nag-iintay na sa'yo sa buhay mo, that it will be a reflection on yung kumbaga hindi pa tapos yung mission mo, yung purpose mo. Sabi nga, di ba, in life, lahat tayo may purpose. The mere fact na gumising tayo sa blessing, may purpose pa sa iyo ang supreme being, ang Lord, o kung sino man yung sinasamba mo, regardless of the religion, meron pa siyang unfinished business with you, with your life, na makaka-apekto sa ibang tao na nakapalibot sa iyo. Ito na. Ang saya talaga. You know, you guys don't know how important it is na pag nakikita ko na nag-interact kayo, kasi at least nalalaman ng mga letter sender natin, ito yung, and I know, like me, nakakapulot din ako ng tidbits of wisdom in every show that we do. Kasi doon talaga di ba, sabi nga nila, and we talk about this, minsan ang daling magsalita o mag-confine sa mga stranger kasi objective, walang judgment. Mahirap kasi pag family member or someone close to you, minsan nakahaluan na ng judgment Now, like in this case, pag nadidiscuss natin yung mga letter sender, mga text sender natin, nagbibigay tayo ng ibang opinion. And I know a lot of you, I talk to you guys personally, or you will, that nabe-bless kayo dahil you're learning things, including myself, things na hindi ko naisip, things na hindi ko na-digest, na hindi siya, it didn't come to my mind. Then somebody from the viewers or from the team replay or from team live, na you give this opinion, you give this advice, you give this comment, na talagang it will hit home. At either nagiging this point of discussion nga in some friends and associates of mine na, uy, yung nangyari kay ganyan. So ang ganda ng feeling. Okay, before we continue, si Ernie's watching from the Philippines din. Hi Ernie. Si Juliet Marcos, sabi niya, sa buhay natin, dapat masaya lagi. Dapat masaya lang lagi. Lagi natin isipin, masaya kahit maraming problema. Dahil ang pagiging masaya ay kaakibat ng pagiging kontento lang sa buhay at laging maging malakas at magtiwala sa Panginoon. That's very nice. See? Sometimes kasi, di ba, tama nga naman sinabi ni, I like this, Juliet. Sabi natin, dapat lagi lang masaya. Okay? Tapos, lagi na isipin masaya, laging putting in your head na dapat lang positive o masaya kahit maraming problema. Dahil ang pagiging masaya, ang pagiging happy, ay kaakibat. What's kaakibat in English? Help. Kaakibat. Kasama? Ganyan ba yung kaakibat? Kasama ba yun in other Tagalog? Juliet, ang lalim ng Tagalog. Nahalata talagang from the Tagalog region si Juliet from Laguna. So, kaakibat is kasama ba yun? O parang side by side? Ganun ba yun? Please correct me. Ng pagiging kontento lang sa buhay at laging maging malakas at magtiwala sa Panginoon. Yan, maganda yan, Juliet. I agree with you. Talagang, di ba, hindi lang magtiwala, you give your faith, but be grateful. Yun ang natutunan ko dito sa ating munting programa, na when you pray, you need to be thankful. You need to be grateful. Sabi nga kasi, sometimes, yun ang nade-neglect natin. And it doesn't have to be just to be grateful, but to be grateful, the mere fact that you woke up in the morning, and you need to be grateful also for the people who are around you, whether your husband, your wife, or your children. Kasi ito yung nagpapaganda ng buhay. Even yung mga best friends nyo, even your enemies. Kasi sabi nga nila, yung mga it adds spice para hindi bland or hindi, kumbaga, walang lasa yung buhay. Sila nagdabigay ng spices. And I believe also na in life, you meet people na either they give you lesson or they give you memories, at sometimes natuturuan ka, lalo na yung mga naging, kumbaga, hindi ka nais-nais na naging relasyon nila sa'yo, natututo ka, and that's how we learn, that's how we grow, that's how we go through life. It's not like, kasi sabi nga, no man is an island. We have to interact with each other. At that being said, these people, either acquaintances, friends, it's either they're there to give us lessons or to give us memory. Yun. Yun ang paniniwala ko. Si Alexander, duktong ni Alexander Francisco, sabi niya, siguro, dahil sa nangyari sa mundo, di natin maiiwasan maging emotional. Pero lagi natin tandaan, andyan si God para tulungan tayo. Yeah, true. Kasi I think yung kay Alexander, sinagot niya eh. Kasi ang tanong ni Vivian, anong emosyon ang bakit, di ba, sabi nga minsan naiiyak. And it happened to us. Sobrang saya mo, naiiyak kasi sobrang saya. Di ba? Like a birth of a child. Naiiyak yung nanay, naiiyak yung tatay kasi they saw creation, yung creation na nagawa nila, na nabigay sa kanila, yung God's gift sa kanila, yung baby. Tapos minsan naman naiiyak ka dahil sa sobrang saya mo. Either you won a prize or you graduated with highest honor o merong magandang nangyari sa iyo at sa pamilya mo o sa singer abay, naiiyak ka din sa tuwa. Then also, yung reverse naman yan, naiiyak ka rin kapag malungkot ka, lalo na nagsisenti-senti o nakakarinig ka ng mga kanta na talagang or nanonood ka ng pelikula na makapagbagdamdamin o it really tumatagos sa kaibitura ng iyong puso. Sabi nga, kumbaga naiiyak ka dahil yung teleseryeng pinapanood mo, medyo na ano ka, yung sinusubaybayan mo, naapektuhan ka. Naiiyak ka dahil nalulungkot ka dahil nakaka-identify ka sa mga karakter. Especially yung kultura nating Pinoy kasi, di ba? We're very sentimental. We're very, kaya nga yung mga kanta natin, if you notice, pag Filipino, di ba a lot of times yung ating mga torch song talaga, yung torch song po, hindi yung sinunog Yung torch song po, yung parang makapagdamdamin. Sabi nga yung, meron nga isang composer na ang sabi niya, yung buwis buhay, na talagang sa sobrang dami na pinagdaanan ng mga tao, na pag nakarinig sila ng kanta, parang end of the world na. Pero that's being sentimental. There's nothing wrong with that. Pero minsan kasi, especially Filipino song, Tagalog song, o like napag-usapan kahapon, original Filipino music, normally talaga, it's very heavy on the emotion. Na tama si Alexander, lagi tandaan, kahit nagiging emotional tayo with our feelings, na there's always a supreme being that we could rely on. Sabi nga, everybody would fail you. Everybody might disappoint you sa buhay, whether your parents, your sibling, yung significant other mo, yung better half mo, your children, they can always disappoint you. But the thing is, and also they could leave you. We know, we heard, we read, and we are familiar with cases like that na inakwil ng magulang, dinivorce, sineparate ng asawa, boyfriend, girlfriend naghiwalay, best friend nag-away. Sabi nga niya, everybody, in one way or the other, it depends on the time, somewhere, somehow, maiiwan ka o iiwan ka. And I would like to share with you, not to preach, but there's in my mind, there's only one being na kahit ano mangyari, high tide, low tide, nadir, apex, laging nandiyan. At yan ay ang tao o ang being na sinasamba mo. Regardless of your religion, there's always a supreme being, a being higher than yourself, mas supreme sa'yo, mas powerful sa'yo, na perfect. At yun ang talagang hindi ka iiwan. It might sound sometimes, even I felt like sometimes I question na parang, di ba, parang life is too unfair. Yung mga talagang manggagancho, mga nanlalamang. But if you look at their lives, parang wow, bakit gano'n, Lord? Bakit gano'n? Parang hinihipan mo pa sila, bine-bless, gumaganda yung buhay nila, while tapos parang yung negosyo nila lumalago, yung kabuhayan nila, lalo silang yumayaman. Then nagko-question ka. And in my mind, it's okay to question because at the end of the day, are you sure na yun ay blessing from God? Are you sure it's a blessing from the Supreme Being? How sure are you na hindi yun blessing for the other, sabi nga, I'll use the terminology na ginagamit ngayon ng mga millennials, mga Gen Z. What if galing ito sa ibang parlor, ibang lugar, itong mga supposedly quote-unquote blessing, kumbaga sa negosyo, pinadadama ka lang. Kasi, kumbaga, para mag-isip ka differently from what was given or what was designed, the grand design that the Lord had planned for you. And I believe with all our problems, including myself, with all the challenges, the trials, mga tests na pinagdadaan ng each one of us, there's always a grand design. Meron nang talagang nakaplano na sa'yo ang Supreme Being. If you're Catholic Christian, the Lord has already, hindi ka pa pinapanganak, nakaplano na yan. Minsan lang, like what we have discussed in the past, pumapalpak tayo. Why? Because we're given a free choice. Yun ang kagandahan nun eh. You still have that choice. You still have the decision to go either way. Kasi yun ang kagandahan po ng buhay. And like what I said earlier, yun ang nagpapa-spice, nagpapa-linamnam, nagbibigay ng different angle, different color sa buhay. Imagine mo kung wala tayong problema, wala tayong test, wala tayong masishare, wala tayong pag happy-happy lang. Kasi a lot of times, as much as you want to, yun ang yung problems, trials, tests, yun ang nagpapaspice ng bawat isa sa atin. At alam mo, ito yung sabi ko, sometimes we go through trials, kasi, and this is one of a friend who's a pastor in one of the church that I attend to in the past, lagi siya sabi niya, yung test mo, yung mga pagsubok, ay your testimony. Yun ang pagpapatunay mo in the future. Tapos yung namang mess mo, yung kaguluhan, yun ang magiging mensahe or message mo in the future. Tapos, yung namang, sabi nga, yung pinagdaanan mo, yun ang mga bagay na i-share mo sa iba, na mabibless sila, kapupulutan ng mga giginto or tidbits of wisdom na pwede nilang apply. Minsan nga, merong aha moment, di ba? Yung euphoria, well, yung parang, they call it aha moment na parang, kaya pala. Think about it. Ito, isipin nyo sa buhay nyo. Okay, our listeners and our viewers at yung mga team replay natin, di ba meron tayong in the course ng buhay, ng pamumuhay natin, you encounter problems. I'm pretty sure it's 100% or 110% na lahat tayo dumaan sa isang pagsubok, dumaan tayo sa isang problema na akala natin at that point in time, okay, kunyari estudyante ka, bumaksak ka sa exam, o hindi ka nakapag-submit ng report, tapos naman nagtatrabaho ka, it might be you messed up, nagkamali ka sa isang trabaho, o kaya meron kang kung nasa skills ka, meron kang hindi natupad, na hindi mo na reach yung goal, yung sales goal, o sa mag-asawa naman, merong pagsubok either sa financial o sa fidelity, o kaya nagkaroon ng affair, o kaya naman nawala yung tiwala, o kaya there's so many problems. But think about it, at that moment in time, to this day, like yung pandemya, di ba, ilan sa atin ang nawala ng negosyo, nawala ng trabaho, nawala ng pag-asa. Pero if you go, think about it, yung mga nangyari sa buhay mo. Think about it na lahat yun mukhang so big deal at that moment in time. Pero, eventually, na-solve yun. Sabi ko nga, yung mga problema mo, dati, then you take lessons from that because nagiging nasosolve siya with the help of the Supreme Being that you adore. So, kailangan lang talaga tiwala. Sabi nga ni Alexander, tandaan, tutulungan ka ni Lord, tutulungan ka ng Supreme Being na talagang kinasamba mo. Yun ang importante. Sabi ko nga, I always tell friends kapag nagpapa-advise sila kay dear Kuya Josh, okay, Kuya Josh, sabi ko nga, make your faith, yung paniniwala mo, mas malaki sa takot mo. Sabi nga nila, ang pagmamahal sa atin ng Supreme Being ng Panginoon ay kasi lawak ng kalangitan. It's bigger or wider than the sky. So parang hindi masusukat ang infinite love sa atin at ang unconditional love. Think about it. How many times have we sinned? How many times we made a mistake, di ba? Think about it. In our personal relationship, a lot of times parang ang tendency, parang when you make a mistake, di ba? Parang hindi mo man patawad. We carry grudges. Parang, bahala ka sa buhay mo. Hindi na kita papansinin. Dead mahina kita. Pero, on the other hand, how many times have we failed the Supreme Being, the Lord that we adore, or whoever you parang inaano mo, sinasamba mo, o pinaniniwala mo na, like what I said, Supreme Being than yourself. How many times, di ba? Sabi nga nila, ilang beses na ikaw nadapa at minsan pa ulit-ulit pa yung pagkadapa mo. But you are still blessed, you are still loved, you are still cared about simply because very unconditional. Yun ang pinaka I think mahirap na challenge para sa lahat, yung unconditional. Regardless of who you are, what you have done, what you the sins you committed, the mistakes that you encounter, whether deliberate or intentional, lahat yan, all napapatawad. Everything is forgiven. Everything hindi nag-iinventaryo. Unlike us as humans, we tend to take inventory, yung kumbaga sinusulat natin, kunyari. At ito common, I'm not, sabi nga, bato-bato sa langit. Meron mga kaibigan tayo, mga asawa natin, boyfriend, girlfriend, kaibigan, best friend. Sometimes when they hurt us, biglaan mong naiisip yung mga bagay-bagay na ginawa nila sa atin na hindi maganda. As much as if I don't like to preach, ang hirap pa rin noon. Dahil minsan, talagang parang tao lang. Minsan nga, sabi nga tao lang. Aba, si Feli Alfien. Feli is, watching us from Seattle, Washington. Allah, na-miss ka namin, Feli. Feli, sabi niya, Feli, hi, Kuya Josh. Tapos, good seeing you and miss watching the show. Nako, Feli, kung namimiss mo, panoorin itong show, mas namimiss ka namin na hindi ka namin nakikita. And I hope you're doing well. I hope that your business, yung mani ni Feli, yung kanyang Pinoy peanut na mabibili nyo sa different, I think it's in Nevada, sa Maryland and another branch. And you could also order. Na-feature na po namin si Feli, medyo segue lang, yung mani ni Feli, the peanut, Pinoy style peanut na napakasarap, napakalutong, at it's so crunchy. Hindi nyo mamimiss ang Philippines. So you could either check our playlist na yung kay Feli Alfien, yung peanut na interview po natin at pinakita niya sa atin yung sa mga bago sa atin dito kung paano nagagawa yung kanyang super world-class na peanut or peanuts. Yung mani, yung binusal na mani, different flavors, talagang takam-takam. Yeah, so Feli, hopefully you could join us every week dahil na-miss ka talaga namin at na-miss din namin yung mga comments mo, mga opinion mo at saka mga advice mo sa ating mga letter sender or text sender. Hey, tapos si Vivian, I know you're watching kasi nga alam tinext mo ako before the show. Vivian, maraming salamat sa pagtitiwala mo sa amin dito sa aming munting programa. Isa ito sa letter na sabi mo nga philosophical, totoo. Kasi ito talaga nag-isip ako eh. It's not your typical problem of relationship, problem of desires, or problem of uh, things that bothers a lot of people in this day and age. Yung sa'yo kasi, question of being happy, question of happiness. Tapos ito nga, naglabas na ng mga puro-puro at opinion at komento ang ating mga viewers. At ini-encourage ko also those people who will be watching the team replay, please do make a comment. We still read them. Ito na. Ito naman si Gina Marcos. Ito na. Uh, Gina Marcos from Laguna. Ito rin to si Gina. Maganda rin yung story nito. Sabi ni Gina Marcos, dumadaan talaga sa tao ang kalungkutan. Hindi yan maiiwasan. Kahit anong sayang-saya mo, may kalungkutan pa rin. Kasama yan sa buhay. Basta walang sakit, masaya na ako. Simpleng buhay, masaya na ako. Okay, so yun, simplicity. Sabi nga niya, ito, I agree with you. I think yun ang word, no? Yung kaakibat. Parang, sabi nga, yung kumbaga, yung faces, kumbaga, yung dalawang muka, di ba? May lungkot at may saya. Sabi nga, ito yung natutunan ko rin. I'll share that with you briefly lang. Sabi nga, you would not know what happiness is until you experience the pain. In Tagalog, hindi mo malalaman kung anong ang kasayahan o ang definisyon o ang feeling ng magiging masaya kung hindi ka nagdaan sa isang kalungkutan o sa isang pasakit, sa isang pain, sakit ng damdamin, not necessarily sakit sa physical. Sabi nga, you would only know the value of an idea kapag naramdaman mo yung opposite nito. A good example, tagumpay. Kung hindi ka nag-fail, hindi mo alam kung ano yung magiging tagumpay. Kasi di ba, akala lang natin, we failed, pero pag parang ang lungkot mo, ang sad mo, pero pag naman nakamit mo yung success, ibang euphoria yung nararamdaman mo. You're on cloud 9, sabi nga. You are walking among the stars simply because, especially yung meron tayong mga goals na nilagay natin sa utak natin na definitely these are the things we want to achieve. Okay, now, going back naman din yung sa tanong ni Vivian kanina, nung younger daw siya, ang equation niya, ini-equate niya yung magiging masaya sa mga material na bagay. But as she age, as she mature, nag-iiba yung orientation niya, meaning hindi na masyado sa mga panglabas or mga material na bagay, more on deeper meaning, like relasyon with the husband and the kids and the children. Tinatanong niya, may antas ba yan? Is it based on age? Alam mo, Vivian, for me, it's really not about the age, but it's about what value you put into things or people. Meaning, kung noon, at ito, we're all guilty of that, especially when we are building our place under the sun. Kumbaga, gumagawa ka ng sarili, umuukit ka ng sarili mong different sa buhay. Kumbaga, nagkakaroon ng kumbaga, mark. Habang ginagawa mo yon, minsan talaga, even I am not accepted to that, nagiging equate natin ang tagumpay sa mga material. Magandang kotse, mga alahas, mga signature bags, your shoes, until you age, at lalo na sa mga pandemyang nangyari, it was really an eye-opener. Eye-opener in such a way na, ayun, dahil nga, di ba, imagine mo with all your beautiful branded signature shoes, during the pandemya na lockdown, you could not go anywhere. Di ba? Sabi rin, kung familiar kayo kay Steve Jobs, ng Apple, sinabi niya lahat ng bagay na yung kanyang yung last parang lessons niya, and I want you guys to if you have a chance, you could read yung biography or autobiography niya, yung mga advices niya. At the end of the day, hindi nagmamaterial sa'yo, but what matters most yung pinaka-circle mo, yung pamilya mo, yung mga signature, that's only, kumbaga, icing on the cake, but that is not the cake. What is most important is your relationship, the way you interact with your family, friends, those associates, kasi yun talaga what matters most in life. And yung mga bagay na yan, iiwan natin lahat yan when the time comes that we are being asked to return to our creator. Lahat yan may iwan mo, yung mga collection. Alam mo that it's so weird too kasi I used to collect, I mean, ang dami kong collection before. Then it dawned on me, if ever I moved on in this life, okay, or kanino ko iwan yun? Ang collection naman, kanya-kanyang hilig. Unlike, like, I collect matches from different parts of the world. Matches yun, di ba? Hindi ko naman alam kung ipapamana ko to sa mga pamangking ko, mapapahalagahan ba nila ito the way na pinalagan ko. So you always do an introspection on what matters most. What is most important in life? Ako ang natutunan ko, pamilya is important, relasyon is important, yun, yung pinaka-basic. Tapos yung mga taong sumusuporta sa'yo who will bite the bullet for you. I'm not talking about acquaintances, but I'm talking about real friends, which as you age, kumukonti po yan because nababawasan yung mga hindi quality. And no offense to anybody, but as you age and you go to a certain level, to a certain age, at makikita mo, hindi na sila isang daan na kaibigan mo. Kumukonti na kumukonti kasi nakikita mo talaga yung mga totoong tao, yung mga totoong kaibigan, yung mga, kumbaga, they would have your back. Sabi nga, aside from your own family, ito yung mga taong naandyan sa'yo. Totoong taong magsasabi sa'yo ng totoo. Hindi ka, if they will not patronize you, hindi ka na ililift dahil they just want to be in your good grace. But these are the people that would be in your midst na talagang pag sinabi nila, regardless how painful it is, at least you're hearing the truth. Hindi nila sinusugarcoat. Mahirap hanapin ng mga taong ganyan. At pag natagpuan nyo, I pray and I hope na matagpuan nyo itong mga group of people na to at pahalagahan. Because these are the people na talagang irreplaceable. Kasi yung talagang pag-aruga, yung care, yung kanilang devotion, yung kanilang trust, at yung kanilang kumbaga integrity ay binibigay sa'yo na hindi mo pwedeng bayaran o tumbasan ng kahit ano in this world. Okay, si Feli Alquier, sabi niya, happy to see your beautiful face, Kuya Josh. Salamat. Oily na. For sure, I miss all the love stories and making comments. Yes, we do. And then, Feli, as I've said earlier, wala namang problema kung na-miss mo. You could always go back. Nasa YouTube na ng PHLV Radio na sa playlist. So you just type in, like in this case, Dear Kuya Josh, Ate Jen, lahat po ng naging past episodes natin ay nakalagay po sa playlist. Nakastore na po siya. Yun naman po na-miss nyo sa Alam Mo Ba with Josh Handowit, wala rin problema. If you go to PHLV Radio YouTube channel, naka-playlist na po siya. All you have to do is there, and all of our shows on this radio station ay naka-playlist na po. Bawat, kunyari, gusto nyo panoorin yung show ni Sarah, merong naging guest siya na hindi nyo na panood for one reason or another, no regrets whatsoever. Yung, kunyari, yung show ni Louie Roa, you could always go back and check. Kasi may mga playlist naman po with the titles at saka kailan siya na-air. And I guarantee you, bawat episode po ng bawat shows na pinapalabas dito through Zoom, of course, at to other platform, talaga pong pinag-isipan, talaga pong pinaghirapan. There's thought process po, research done. At ang nakakatuwa po, when we get letters, at nakakatuwa po, nakakataba ng puso, na ina-acknowledge po nila na in our own little way, na touch namin ang kanilang damdamin, either dun sa mga cases po, mga personalities na na-interview natin, o dun sa mga stories naman po na ipadala sa atin. At nagpapasalamat po talaga kami, the whole management. Oh, incidentally po, just a disclaimer para malinaw before we move further. The opinions, comments, and advices are not a reflection. Again, not a reflection on PHLV Radio Management or its owners. Okay, ito po ay mga puro-puro opinion, but like what I said in every show namin ng Dear Kuya Josh at Jen, at the end of the day, it's still your one life to live. Oh, ibuhay mo pa rin yan. You know better kasi yung letter, hindi mo po nalalagay lahat ng nangyari sa buhay mo, yung mga influences mo, good or bad, hindi na isasali niya. It will be difficult to put everything in writing or in a simple email or a simple text. So you know better, but it is crucial to understand na lahat po ito ay aming opinion ng aming viewers, ng our listeners, at the same time, ang inyong lingkod po. So again, hindi po ito reflection ng PHLV Radio. Yun! Grabe! Maraming salamat. Gina, Feli, Alexander, Juliet, tapos Emil, thank you for watching. Si Catherine Cruz, tapos si Gina Marcos, Ninita, Cha, Jay Rivera, thank you. At yung mga pong hindi pa nag-shout out, it's okay also. At saka yung team replay, exciting po. At maraming salamat sa walang sawang pag-share nitong show na to. Talagang nakaka-touch, nakakaliit. I'm so humbled na pag nakikita ko po yung sinishare nyo yung not only the views but sinishare nyo po yung show itself at nagre-reflect po yan. Nakakataba po ng puso na in our own little way, in our own little show, na ito po ay nakakabigay sa inyo not only entertainment but sabi ko nga, nuggets of things to live by, mga ideas, lessons na kapupulutan nyo ng aral. At you never know what, sabi nga, listening is the beginning of understanding, and understanding of other people's situation, other people's lives, other people's experiences, that those experiences, we could take it to heart and apply it. Sabi nga, you apply the good and you disregard the bad. Yun po. So, again, maraming salamat. I am such a loss of words to talagang to alam niyo po yun, I'm so grateful na binibigyan niyo po ng oras, especially yung nanonood ng Team Live. At yung mga komento niyo po ay highly appreciated by yours truly, and I know the management as well as the owners. Kasi po, kayo po ang dahilan why we're here. You are the reason why we keep doing what we're doing. Di po dun sa mga comments nyo, mga like, mga heart, at yung mga wow, at mga like niyo po, it's fueling our feeling, like ako, yung feeling of gratitude na pwede naman po iba yung gagawin nyo, pero you elected, you chose to be at our show, to be able or makinig yung team replay while you're driving to work, or you are in between your breaks, at pinapanood niyo po at sinishare. So with that, maraming salamat po. Si Rosana Milar Barrera. Ay, nako, isa pa rin itong magaling na singer. Nakita ko yung kanyang guesting sa isang show sa PHLV Radio. Too bad na naunahan ako pag-invite sa kanya. But it's okay. We'll find a way to guest you in future days. Sabi niya, sending love, joy, and happiness. Rosana po is watching from Doha, Qatar. So mga Middle East natin dyan. And also the Entradichos watching from Qatar as well. At yung mga iba pa po nating mga kababayan dyan sa iba-ibang dako ng mundo. Maraming salamat po. Again, before I close my show, I would like to say, be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness, and any act of kindness, big or small, it is pretty guaranteed that it will come back to you. It will be returned to you not necessarily, but the person you did the good, the wonderful blessing to, but you will be blessed handsomely at the same time in different times and in different place, in different occasions. Yung pong panghawakan natin. And with that, those people who are watching us at Sunday na po sa Philippines, whatever is left of your day, magandang hapon, magandang gabi sa inyo. And those people naman po watching us from the Pacific or California and the other states belonging to the Pacific, good evening and enjoy the rest of your Sunday tomorrow. But collectively po, those people watching in different parts of the world, my wish and my prayer is to keep you safe and to bless your lives, not only yours, but your whole family as acquaintances. And with that po, wishing you all the best, wishing you a wonderful, wonderful week ahead of us. And good night po at maligayang panonood, pakikinig, and God bless us all. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week for another episode of Dear Kuya Josh and Ate Jen. Thank you po, and good night, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Bye everybody. Have a nice weekend. God bless you.